Alright, welcome back to another episode of Chip Theory. Today we're going to be discussing mode, chemodal key, C sharp, Phrygian. So here we have our chips laid out from C sharp on the left to C on the right. I don't know if you can see the pattern of blue chips and white chips. These are laid out like a piano keyboard. So you'd have the black keys are the blue chips and the white chips are the white keys. Here we're starting on a blue chip or a black key. So our series is blue, white, blue, white, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, white. Just like on a keyboard, you might see this from here to here, right? Black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, white. Except here we're talking about chips. Okay? Um, so, starting on C sharp, the first thing we want to do for our Phrygian mode, if we're talking about the C sharp Phrygian scale, is determine our relative major key. So if we count down from C sharp 4 half steps, that will give us our Phrygian key. We'll move C sharp to the top here. Simply count down 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us the A right here. So we know that the key of C sharp Phrygian is derived from our A major scale, okay? Being the third degree, the third mode of A major. Okay, and we also know that since there's 12 half steps in an octave, we know since there's 4 down, that there's going to be 8 up from C sharp to A. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's one interval we need to know right off the bat for Phrygian mode. Is that it's our third degree of the A major scale. Okay. Given that, we can determine the notes of our C sharp Phrygian mode by in a couple of ways. We can think of it as a C sharp major scale with a flat 2, flat 3, flat 6, flat 7. We can look at the pattern of being an inverse of the major scale, which I think is the method I prefer to use. Or we can simply play the A major scale up starting on C sharp. So our pattern, if we're looking at a pattern, is an inverse of the major scale pattern. Our Ionian mode is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half in a series of whole and half steps. Coming down, that series is half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. And that pattern of coming down of Ionian is our Phrygian mode. So it's simply the Ionian mode backwards. You'll find that these modes are inverses of each other, that the Aeolian mode is inverse with the Mixolydian mode, that the Locrian mode is inverse with Lydian mode, and that the Phrygian mode is the inverse of the Ionian mode. And the Dorian mode is unique in that it's the only mode that is the same going up as it is coming down. So our Phrygian mode is just simply the major mode backwards. Half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. So here we have a half step, whole, 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 half, whole, and our last whole step is the octave from B to C sharp. Okay. Coming down, it's going to be the major scale because it was in inverse at the pattern. So it's simply whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay. Now we can simply see now that there are the 3 blue chips from our relative major of A. Okay. Which is still in the 6th degree. We have C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. Okay. This being the 3rd degree of A, we can see our A major scale by moving the A and B down to the right here. And now you do have an A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G sharp. Now if we were to give this major scale degrees numbers, we could number A as 1, B 2, C sharp 3, D 4, E 5, F sharp 6, and G sharp 7. Okay, so we can, if we number them based on the major scale, here in C sharp Phrygian, we're simply looking at the third degree, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root, or 1, and 2. Okay? So C sharp, D, E sharp, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. Alright? Or a C sharp scale with a flat 2, flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. So we've taken a C sharp major, which has all sharps. We've lowered the 2 from D sharp to D. We've lowered the 3 from E sharp to E. We've lowered the 6 from A sharp to A, and the 7 from B sharp to B to give us our C sharp Phrygian. Now, our triads of C sharp Phrygian are the 3, 5, 7 of A, right? Third degree, 5th, 7th of A. So C sharp, E, G sharp, which is minor. All right. Our flat 2 here is going to be the 4, 6 root of A, D, F sharp, A, which is major. Okay. So that was our 2 chord, D, F sharp, A, major. The flat 3, what they call the flat 3, E, G sharp, B, is major. Again, it's the 5, 7, 2 of A in terms of scale degrees. You'll hear me using numbers, those are scale degrees for these, based on the major, relative major scale that the mode is derived from. Again, we're talking about C sharp Phrygian, so the position here is important. Our starting note of the triad will be the degree of Phrygian that it is. So you can remember it that way, but it's also good to know what scale degree it is of the relative major. Our 4 degree here, F sharp, A, and of course C sharp, is minor. And 6 root 3. 5 here is half diminished. 7, 2, 4 of A, or G sharp, B, D. Again, 7, 2, 4 in terms of scale degrees is always going to be diminished in every key in every mode. 7, 2, 4 is diminished. All right. Here's our 6th degree, our relative major, A, C sharp, E, root 3rd, 5th. Okay, and our 6th spot for the triad is major. And our 7th degree is a minor 7. It's a flat 7, minor 7, 2, 4, 6. Right? B, D, F sharp. Okay, those are the triads based on the C sharp Phrygian mode. Again, we can do that same thing and derive the 7th chords of the mode by simply taking alternating scales of the C sharp Phrygian scale. But you'll find that these scale degrees are the same as the major, just in different positions. So if we take our 3, 5, 7, 2 chord, base it on the 1 position here, this is our keynote, C sharp. So we take C sharp, E, G sharp, and B. This gives us our 1, minor 7 of C sharp Phrygian, which is a 3, 5, 7, 2 pattern of scale degrees, the 3, 5, 7, 2 chord. This would be our 3 chord of a relative major, A major, but we're using it as the center of our C sharp Phrygian key or scale. If we're going to do a chord progression, everything would come back to a C sharp minor chord. Okay, so this is a 3-4-3 spacing. Again, it's the same as all the other spacings for the minor 7, and the third position is going to have 1 plus 2s for its 3s, okay? Meaning that from C sharp to E is from C sharp to D is a 1/2 step, and then C sharp to D and D to E is 2. So 1 plus 2 here on these minor third intervals. The major second and major third in the middle. So 1 plus 2, 2 plus 2, and 1 plus 2. Again, that's going to hold true for all the modes of Phrygian for this particular minor third chord. Our second chord of C sharp Phrygian is going to be a flat 2, major 7, D, F sharp, A, and C sharp. All right. The third chord is flat 3, dominant 7, E, G sharp, B, and D. Again, the dominant 7 is a 5-7-2-4 scale degrees. 5-7-2-4 of A is right here on the third position of C sharp Phrygian. The dominant 7 is always on the third position in Phrygian. Here it has a 4-3-3 spacing of half steps with a 1 plus 2 here and a 2 plus 1 here. The fourth position chord is 6-root-2-3-5, 6-root-3-5 here. It's a minor 7 chord. F sharp, A, C sharp, and E. All right. 6, F sharp, root A, third C sharp, and fifth E, right? F sharp, A, C sharp, E, F sharp minor 7, the fourth row. Fifth row in Phrygian is always half diminished. Here it's going to be G sharp, B, D, and F sharp. Again, from D to F sharp is a major third with 2 minor thirds below it in a pattern of 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1. I forgot to mention here on the fourth position that this is the sixth chord of major here in the fourth slot of Phrygian, and the sixth slot of major always has a 2 plus 1 here and a 1 plus 2 here for its minor thirds for this minor 7 chord, which differs slightly from this one. This one has 2 plus 1s, 1 plus 2s, 1 plus 2 on both of its minor thirds. This one has 2 plus 1 on the bottom and a 1 plus 2 on the top. Alright, the 5 chord has a 3-3-4 spacing with a 1 plus 2 here and a 2 plus 1 here. The sixth position is a flat 6, major 7, A, C sharp, E, and G sharp. This is our root 3rd, 5th, 7 of the relative major A. And it has a 1 plus 2 in the center. From C sharp to E, you have C sharp to D is 1/2 step, and D to E is 2. The same as here. Our flat 7 is a minor 7. Our 2-4-6 root is going to be B, D, F sharp, and A. For a flat 7, minor 7, it's a 3-4-3 spacing, and this one has 2 plus 1s for its minor thirds. 2 plus 1 here and a 2 plus 1 here. Again, from E to, B to D is B to C sharp is 2 and D sharp to E is 1, so I call that a 2 plus 1. And here, from F sharp to A, you have F sharp to G sharp is 2, and G sharp to A is 1, so 2 plus 1 there. Okay, so these are 2 plus 1s. Over here was 1 plus 2s. Here was a 2 plus 1 and a 1 plus 2, right? The minor, the half diminished is 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1. And your dominant 7 is a 1 plus 2 and a 2 plus 1, followed by the major third here. So that's kind of the structure that will hold true across all modes and all scales, that those chords, they're just dependent on the position dependent. Now if you can remember which chord has what spacing, and it's just whatever row it lands on. Okay, so again, our chords in C sharp Phrygian are C sharp minor 7, D major 7, flat 2, D major 7, flat 3, E dominant, or 4, F sharp minor 7, G sharp half diminished 7, and A flat 6, A major 7, and a flat 7, B minor 7. Okay, let's talk about the inversions of these chords. I'm going to discuss now the spacing of the inversions, and if you can remember the scale degrees, that would be good, but I'm not going to mention those from here on out because it gets a little confusing. So I'll be focusing on the spacing of the chord quality. So this being a minor 7 chord has a 3-4-3 spacing in root position. So our C sharp minor 7, C sharp E, G sharp B is a 3-4-3. When we invert it, it becomes a 4-3-2 spacing of intervals, so 4, 3, and 2, starting on E, E, G sharp, B, C sharp, to a 3-2-3 starting on G sharp, B, C sharp, E, to a 2-3-4 inversion, or third inversion, starting on B, B, C sharp, E, G sharp. Again, coming down, we have G sharp, E, C sharp, B. All right, here's our root of the chord. E, C sharp, B, G sharp. Move the third back down. We're in first inversion again. C sharp, B, G sharp, E, back to root position. B, G sharp, E, C sharp. Again, our 2 chord, our flat 2 is a major 7, which means it has a different quality from this. Major 7 is going to be a 4-3-4. Okay. B, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. Again, we're in C sharp Phrygian, so this will be a D. D, F sharp, A, C sharp. 4-3-4. Here's our first inversion of major 7. It's going to be a 3-4-1, starting on F sharp, A, C sharp, D, to our 4-1-4, starting on A, C sharp, D, F sharp, to a 1-4-3, starting on C sharp, D, F sharp, A. Coming down is A, F sharp, D, C sharp, F sharp, D, C sharp, A, D, C sharp, A, F sharp, and C sharp, A, F sharp, D. Our flat 3 chord is dominant 7, E dominant, E, G sharp, B, D. Again, dominant 7s have, in root position, have a 4-3-3 spacing. We're going to move our E at the top, which is a 3-3-2 spacing starting on G sharp, B, D, E. We move our third up. It leaves us the 3-2-4 inversion. Second inversion, dominant 7, 3-2-4, starting on B, D, E, G sharp. Finally to a 2-4-3 inversion, starting on D, E, G sharp, B. Coming down is B, G sharp, E, D, G sharp, E, D, B, E, D, B, G sharp, and D, B, G sharp, E. Our fourth position is a minor 7, F sharp minor 7, 3, 4, 3, F sharp A, C sharp E. Again to a 4, 3, 2 first inversion, A, C sharp, E, F sharp. The 3, 2, 3, C sharp, E, F sharp, A. To a 2, 3, 4 position, starting on E. E, F sharp, A, and C sharp. Coming down is C sharp, A, F sharp, E, A, F sharp, E, C sharp, F sharp, E, C sharp, A, back to root position, E, C sharp, A, and F sharp. Our 5 position was half diminished in C sharp Phrygian. All right. A G sharp half diminished, G sharp, B, D, and F sharp, which is a 3, 3, 4 spacing. Again, we have a major third here between D and F sharp, making this half diminished. We move our G sharp to the top. We have a 3, 4, 2 inversion starting on B. B, D is 3, D to F sharp is 4, and F sharp to G sharp is 2. And 3, 4, 2, half diminished. Moving our B up, we have D, F sharp, G, B, which was a 4, 2, 3 position. So our 2, 3, 3 inversion, starting on F sharp, G sharp, B, and D. Coming down is D, B, G sharp, F sharp, B, G sharp, F sharp, D, G sharp, F sharp, D, B, and F sharp, D, B, G sharp. Our 6th position of C sharp Phrygian is the flat 6, major 7, starting on A. This is our relative major key that the C sharp Phrygian mode is derived from, our A major 7, the flat 6, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, a 4, 3, 4 spacing. Move our A to the top, it gives us a 3, 4, 1, C sharp, E, G sharp, A, to our 4, 1, 4, E, G sharp, A, C sharp, to a 1, 4, 3, G sharp, A, C sharp, E. Going down is E, C sharp, A, G sharp, C sharp, A, G sharp, E, A, G sharp, E, C sharp, and G sharp, E, C sharp, A for A major 7. Finally, our 7th position, our flat 7, minor 7, is going to be a B, D, F sharp, A, a 3, 4, 3 spacing. We're going to move our B to the top, leaving us our 3rd on the bottom, the D, a 4, 3, 2, D, F sharp, A, B, to our 3, 2, 3, starting on F sharp, A, B, and D, to our 2, 3, 4 position, starting on A, B, D, F sharp. Coming down is F sharp, D, B, A, D, B, A, F sharp, B, A, F sharp, D, and A, F sharp, D, B, for our flat 7, B minor 7. And those are the chords of C sharp Phrygian mode. Again, the pattern was half, whole, 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 half, whole, whole. Our chord qualities were C sharp minor 7, a flat 2, D major 7, flat 3, E dominant, 4, F sharp minor 7, 5, G sharp half diminished 7, a 6, A major 7, flat 6, A major 7, and a flat 7, B minor 7. And those are the diatonic chords of C sharp Phrygian mode.